throwing this out there as a topic of conversation and see what y'all think about it. So, we always talk about the weaponry of the San Francisco 49ers.
Before McCaffrey.
And I mess around with you a little bit and say this and that. But let's give it to the Niners right now. They've got the most diverse weaponry in the league.
Go ahead.
All right, they got the best total package of weapons. And if they don't, it's top couple, right? We got McCaffrey, we got Kittle, we got Ayuk, we got Debo. Those are incredible weapons. And Kyle Shanahan, would like to utilize them all.
All right.
So explain to me this, 49er fans, 888-957-9570. If the 49ers have more weapons than any other team on offense, or as many weapons as any other team on offense, why is Christian McCaffrey the most used running back in the NFL? Christian McCaffrey is responsible for 48% of the 49ers' touches this year. In other words, when you spread out all the touches among all the weapons, McCaffrey has been involved in 48% of those plays. That's a lot.
No, but he's a badass.
I know. But
before he got here and when he got here.
Okay, so
what's your big I'm just asking because
my thing is
I go Steph Curry.
Things.
I go Marshall Faulk in the Rams offense where they had Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce. Steiny, you start with your guy. He's the Steph Curry of the offense since he's been here.
He's on pace to touch the ball more than he ever has in any year in his career. Other than, or even surpassing 4 years ago when he was 23.
All right.
He had, he's on pace for 420 touches this year.
God, he's a bad dude.
He is. But why wouldn't you spread it out more if the goal is to win a Super Bowl, be healthy when that game counts? Listen to some of these. Just tell me what you think of it. These are guys, Derrick Henry
finally had one good game.
46%. He touches the ball 46% of the time. That's not even as much as McCaffrey.
Okay.
DeAndre Swift, the Eagles running back, 30%. Your guy Darryl Pollard, 37%.
Tony, yeah.
So I
got an answer.
What?
They're scoring 30 when they get out of bed because of his impact. So why would you go away?
Because he can't hold up.
Okay, well
he might not be able to hold up 25. He is touching the ball. He will get more usage this year than at any other year in his career. That's the pace he's on now.
Okay, but what if I told you, Steiny, we're both parents, you can't condemn your kid for not getting in the trouble that you think if they're showing a pattern that they're gonna get in. You can't come down the road until it happens. So right now, I'm with you, but you can't predict the future unless something happened yesterday while you were off. Steiny, it's a match made in heaven. It's unstoppable. He right now in this offense is unstoppable. So to me, why would you do anything different if he's got high usage? I get your proceed with caution. Why would you go away from that?
Almost 50% of the time. 50% of the time, McCaffrey is touching the ball on offense.
They have no answer for him, Steiny.
Not yet. Not yet. Defenses.
So does that give you the 50%? Like
no,
some might be
too much. It's too much. Again, there's an incongruity here that I'd like explained to me. How can you have the most diverse set of weapons, but you're using one guy more than any other guy in the league? Christian McCaffrey on a team that has a great tight end, a great receiver, a great all-purpose guy in Debo Samuel. You got a quarterback who hasn't lost a game yet. I'm just curious, as that would be something, if I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'm sorry, I'm thinking about the long game. And maybe this isn't the plan, to have him carry it and touch it this much over the course of the season. Maybe they're setting him up maybe they're giving him the ball to set up other players down the line. But I think among 49er fans, that's probably the biggest worry. Well, more than Brock Purdy now. I think Christian McCaffrey's workload, to me, would be the biggest issue.
Now,
more than Brock Purdy.
This is a 180 from you because you were mocking me, saying, Goo, it's football. They're football players. They play. And now you're here
This is different. We were talking about if a guy's hurt, should he play or not? No. Or you're up 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Why is a guy in the game? This is more your basic offense.
Overusage is what you're.
That's what I'd be worried about. A little bit of overusage from McCaffrey. That's all. I mean, Evan and I were just going over some numbers.
He's a bad dude, man.
I mean,
do you think other Niner offensive players are thinking that way? Do you think behind closed doors, Brandon Ayuk is like, damn, coach, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, who we all give credit to for being team players, especially Kittle. But, I mean, he was the flavor of the month last year when Purdy kind of took over, 6 or 7 touchdowns, I believe, if not more. But he's been quiet. I know it's 4 games. You got me thinking now, not negative, not them being negative, but is Ayuk like, damn, coach?
I don't think so.
4 touchdowns last week? Like, are we over? I'm just wondering because now you got me open. You got me thinking like that.
And in fairness to Shanahan and the 49ers, they were like, it seemed apparent Deebo wasn't 100%.
Oh, he
last night or last game, so they didn't play him a lot. And Ayuk missed the game, so maybe those, that's why he's gotten a few. More touches those last 2 games. It's nothing I'm criticizing.
You're getting a lot of support
Shanahan
on the Comcast Business text line.
It's just
Kyle runs guys into the ground.
Who said that?
415.
I mean, the funny thing is if there's anybody who can handle it, it'd be McCaffrey.
Until he gets hurt, you're going to be one of the. But Steiny, I'm turning into the black Steiny. You always so it's football. Guys are going to get hurt if their usage rate was 12%. But are you going to be one of them? I told you so.
Yeah.
If McCaffrey, because it could be fluke.
Yes.
But then if it's Ayuk, it ain't going to be, it'll be, we could say, it was fluke then because he ain't being overused.
I don't care if it's a fluke or not. The bottom line is the more you touch the football in football, the more likely you are to get hurt.
I wonder how he would answer that.
Who?
Kyle.
Well, you know what? I think the 408 on the Comcast Business text line, I think this is a little bit truthful, or there's some merit to this. 408 says, I think Kyle's riding the hot hand right now. I do. I think, and that's, I think you can have a strategy over the course of a season. You establish McCaffrey the first 4 games. Then what are defenses going to try to do? They're going to try to stop McCaffrey.
That's what Dallas is going to do.
And that's when that's when you'll open it up to the other guys, and maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe McCaffrey doesn't have a great game, but other guys have a great game because they took McCaffrey away. But taking McCaffrey away it's not it's easier said than done.
Dallas is the only Philly, but Dallas is the only other team to do it in that playoff game. Steiny, was the last time they were held under 30. It was 19-12.
Yep.
It was a great defensive battle, and we'll see. But they are going to be without Trayvon Diggs. But get this. I was listening to Bonta and Shasky this morning. Deebo still ginger. Steiny, those ribs and knee. Ayuk so health as well. So I cannot wait for this game Sunday. I sent, and I know you probably didn't read it, the old picture of Tom Landry before a game. I think it was the 81 NFC Championship game.
Okay.
Him and the great Bill Walsh talking, like those are goats, talking before the game. And, just all that nostalgia with these matchups, the uniforms. Like, I'm all in. And I do got some trivia for you.
Oh.
I got trivia for you and Evan.
Well, we'll
not now.
10:30.
Okay, and then I got one specifically just for you.
Oh.
That I think you won't get because Evan already knows the answer because it's called, you didn't listen to the show yesterday, did? Well, you were asleep.
No.
You telling the truth? Because if you guessed it, then I'm going to be like you were listening.
No, I was not listening yesterday.
We'll do it 10:30.
Sorry about that. Matt's in San Rafael. What's up, Matt? How you doing?
I'm doing well. So I need to preface this by saying that I lean a little bit the way Steiny is, in that I'm a little leery of using McCaffrey as much as they are. That said, I don't think it's fair to compare running back usage to wide receiver usage. If a wide receiver gets 10 targets in a game, it is a huge game. If a back gets 10 carries, it's a moderate to low production game. And you got to add the fact that McCaffrey is basically another wide receiver. So you have a 3-down back that in effect plays 2 roles. He's going to get a lot of touches.
Right.
That said, I want them to, I think Mitchell being hurt played a role last week. I don't think they trust Mason the way they do
fair.
Mitchell. But
Debo was hurt.
The thing is, Kyle does, like, he breaks his toys.
Wow, what? That's a walk-off.
Let's cut that, please.
Trey Lance on line 1.
That's interesting.
But we talk about all the running backs that get hurt that have gotten hurt. Mostert, Breida.
The other thing is
Mitchell.
Elijah Mitchell's still not healthy.
I just don't understand a guy that ain't getting the rock much. But what did you say? 2-7. Those were the amount of touches in totality just last week. Like if Dallas. A more vicious defense than Arizona, Steiny. Maybe that is over. I don't know. I just hate that you got me thinking about that. But it is football, and I just hate, Steiny, you're not going to take a victory lap because you don't want to be right, see anybody get hurt. But I just hate the fact that some people may say, oh, I told you so, he got hurt. He's their best player. That's why he's getting the ball.
Yeah.
And they're not 27 handoffs. You know what I'm saying? He's catching it out the flat.
Yeah. I mean, all I'm saying is I'm not saying that I'm being critical of Kyle Shanahan. They're 4-0. McCaffrey's probably the MVP right now, if anybody cares about that kind of thing. And I just started thinking about how big McCaffrey is to this team, and yet we've touted their variety of weapons time and time and time again.
No doubt about it.
So no team, like this is the only thing, no team has the weapons of the San Francisco 49ers. No team's got the array of weapons that the San Francisco 49ers have. If you believe that, then my only question is, then why would you have McCaffrey carrying all this load when you kind of pride yourself on spreading the ball around and letting everybody kind of touch it. And that way everybody gets involved, and then maybe McCaffrey, just a little less wear and tear. Hey, look, the 49ers are 4-0. All right? I'm not saying this is a huge issue, but I do think, I was just thinking about the Niners and thinking, well, what's your biggest concern right now with the 49ers? And obviously what always comes up is injury.
For every team,
but I'm not going to go to injury. Okay, that's the point. If injury is your biggest worry, why would you have Christian McCaffrey having the ball this much? That's all I'm asking. 888-957-9570 is the number. Steiny, they do really have an array. They're making it look easy to be undefeated because nobody can McCaffrey. Okay. No, I listen. He's absolutely, positively, probably one the best back in football right now.
No doubt.
Or at least having more production than anybody else. Just thinking down the road. It's a long season. That's all.
I'll tell you what. He's on his way. To me, it's early, but it's late early. He is on his way to be the first non-quarterback MVP in the NFL since 2012. Can you name that player?
Tomlinson.
Tomlinson? That's a hell of a guess. No, it's Adrian Peterson. That's a hell of a guess by you, Adrian Peterson, all day.
I mean, he's probably retired by then.